am back with another tutorial using the Swamp Queen palette from Tarte and Graveyard Girl. I wasn't originally planning on doing another tutorial with this palette, but because Tarte re-released it, it was originally a limited edition collab. It wasn't supposed to come back out. Since it got such a good response, they brought it back out again. So a whole new slew of people have their hands on it. So I figured, let's do another tutorial using it. It's a very pretty palette and we can do something very different than we did the last time. This time we are going to do a mostly matte, daytime appropriate, softer version of a smoky eye in warm tones, and we are adding a little bit of a pop of lavender from the palette and pairing it with a matte rosy pink lip. So if you want to see how I did this look with the Graveyard Girl Swamp Queen Tarte palette, let's zoom in and get started. Okay, as usual today, I already have started by applying my base and my brows, and then I'm going to zoom you in and we're going to jump into the eye look. Okay, to start off the eyeballs, I am going to first put a transition color down in the crease. I've already primed my eyes and set the primer with some translucent setting powder. The first thing I'm going to do is jump into the crease with a transition color. For the crease color, I am going to go in with the color Natural Peaches on my Sigma E40 fluffy blending brush. It's not actually called a fluffy blending brush, but it's just fluffy. So I'm adding descriptives in there for reasons I don't know. Since this is kind of the soft daytime version of a smoky look, I am blowing that crease color out a little bit higher than normal because I want to give that smoky gradient effect, but I still want it to be very soft and daytime appropriate. So I'm going to go over the whole lid with the color Dog Man, which is this orange matte shade with a little bit of shimmers in it. The shimmers don't really show up when you put it on your eye. Personally, I prefer that though. And now I'm going to take that on a large flat brush. This is a Sigma E55 eyeshadow shading brush. And I'm going to pack the color onto that brush, and I am going to pat it over the entire lid in patting motions rather than swiping motions to avoid fallout and also keep really good control over where I'm placing it. Once that color is packed on where I want it, I am going to grab a clean blending brush. This is the Morphe M441 blending brush. Clean is a relative term. And I'm just going to blend that into the crease. And then when I'm done blending that, I'm going to go back in with the product that's left over on the flat brush and just pat that back over the lid anywhere that I've lost a little bit of pigmentation. To darken up the outer corner, I'm going to take a dark brown shade. This is actually just a little brush that came in this palette. I'm going to dip that onto the color Sippy Sippy, which is a dark brown color. It has some gold flakes in it, but a lot like Dog Man, those gold flakes, like, they show a little bit when you put it on the lid, but like not enough to actually affect the look. So this acts more like a matte when you put it on the eye. And I'm going to just take that brown color and I am going to place it along the lash line and on the outer one half of the lid. Oh my god! Look what I just did! I got so much fallout! So I am going to put some powder underneath my eyes. I feel like this is like the new routine in these videos now that I do this. I always try to skip it because I don't love having a ton of powder underneath my eyes, but sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, one more time. Going in with Dog Man, placing it on the outer corner and a little bit along the lash line. And you can see what I mean. I don't know if it's picking up on camera. Like, you can see a little bit of the glitter when I first lay it down, but that kind of disappears. You know what I mean? Like, you put it on and then in 5 minutes you don't see the glitter anymore. Once that color is on, I am going to blend out the edges of that with the same Morphe blending brush that I used earlier. Next, I am going to repeat exactly the same steps on the lower lash line as I did on the lid. First, I'm going to grab Natural Peaches, which was our transition color. This time I'm going to put it on a Morphe M200 brush because it's a little bit smaller and I can get it a little bit more precisely in the area, but it's still kind of a blending brush. And I'm bringing that down pretty far and connecting that right into the color on the outer portion of the lid. Next, I'm going to grab Dogman again. This time I'm just using this little random Anastasia Beverly Hills brush that I have laying around. Anything that's like a small shadow brush that's still a little blendy will get the job done. And I'm going to place that along the lower lash line, not all the way into the center, and connect that into the top. Next, I am going to define the outer corner of the lower lash line with Sippy Sippy on a Makeup Geek pencil brush. For the waterline today, I am not doing a stark black color, but I also wanted to still be a little bit on the dark side, not like a nude waterline, because it's kind of that daytime smoky look. So I'm going to use my favorite brown waterline pencil. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 pencil in the color Corrupt, and as you can see from the fact that it's a stump, it is well loved. And I'm just going to run that through the top and bottom waterline, as one does. So the entire look is pretty much matte, except I did want to do not quite an inner corner highlight, but in the inner bottom tear duct area, I want to put a little bit of like a reflective purple color, kind of to contrast the warm tones of the rest of the eye and the matteness of the rest of the eye as well. Now that I did most of the dark colors though, I'm going to sweep away all of this powder from underneath my eyes because I don't think there's going to be any more fallout, and then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to pop that purple color where it needs to be. For that inner corner, I'm going to use the color Uncommon, which is a little bit of like a satin finish purple color here, and it has like a little bit of like a silvery shift in it. It's nice, interesting, pretty purple lavendery type thing. And I am going to use that on a damp brush. This is a Morphe E18 pencil brush, and I am just going to dampen that with a little bit of Fix Plus. Now I'm going to place that on the inner corner, but not the whole tear duct, just the inner corner of the lower lash line. Now that that's on the eyes, that's pretty much for the eye look. I am going to just go off camera and do some mascara and pop on some false lashes. The lashes I'm using today are the Smokey Muse lashes from House of Lashes. In the original Instagram picture that I did with a similar look to this, I used the Cocoa Lashes Queen Bees. I ran out of those, and these are kind of a similar type of look. Like they're a little bit of that like tangly, smoky sparse kind of a look, so it'll give the same effect. Okay, now with the eyes done, I am going to pop on a lip color. I am going to use a matte, rosy, muted pink today. And I am using Allison from Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is currently one of my favorites. I'm going to apply the edges with a lip brush and then fill in the rest with the doe foot applicator as usual. And that is today's finished look. And that is all for today's tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe so you can stick around and see some more videos coming up, coming at you, coming down the pipe, coming at your face. Don't forget to follow me on social media if you haven't already. I will link all of those down below. But just so you know, I am at Miss QuinnFace pretty much everywhere, so that includes Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. I will also link a blog post down below with more information about this look and other looks I've done this week, product links, blah, blah, blah. That's all for now. Thank you for watching and sticking around to the end, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.